What do Nigeria need to qualify for FIFA World Cup 2026? The short answer is a lot. The long answer, well, you're going to have to stick around for the rest of this video to find out. Now, we know the situation with Nigeria. They brought in Eric Shell halfway through the qualifying campaign after a disastrous start where they'd only won one match in their first six. As of right now, they've won 2 out of 8. Now, Nigeria are a huge footballing nation, huge fan base, huge population. The fact that they are in this position, I think, is diabolical, irrespective of how good the opposition in their group may well be. And we saw last time in the Africa Cup of Nations, they made the final, they led in the final, and they could have well won that Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. So they're a good team, they're AFCON finalists, but the World Cup campaign has not been one to remember. So it looked like they were pretty much out, despite the hand of Lagos from Calvin Bassey in the draw away to South Africa. But they've been given somewhat of a lifeline in that South Africa have lost 3 points. The team that were top of the table, of course, after fielding to Bohomakwena against Lesotho when he should have been suspended after receiving 2 yellow cards in a row. So, what does it mean as of right now? Well, Nigeria now find themselves just 3 points off the top of the table when they've only won 2 games. That's extraordinary. And I think, even the die-hard Nigerian supporters would be saying, we don't deserve to be at the World Cup. We have not been good. We should not be there. And yet they've still got a chance. I think that tells you a lot about the quality of the Nigerian setup, that they can flick that switch at any moment. So in terms of the table, following South Africa being given a 3-0 loss and a 5-goal swing, they had a 2-0 win turned to a 3-0 loss. That's a 5-goal swing. Benin lead the way, the Squirrels, the Cheetahs, whatever they're called this week. They're on 14. South Africa are also on 14. Nigeria on 11. Rwanda on 11. And Lesotho on 9. Zimbabwe on 4 have nothing to play for. So, if Nigeria win both games, they will end on 17 points. Let's forget about everyone else just for a minute. If they win both games, they finish on 17 points. Now, if you look at the table for the second place runner-up playoff spots, if Nigeria won both games and finished second on 17, I don't think it would be enough. I don't think 17 points is going to get you a playoff spot. Right now you need 16 and there's still 2 games left. I don't know if 17 is going to do it. So, we'll park that for one side. If Nigeria want to go to the World Cup, they're going to have to win this group. They're going to have to win this group. They're going to have to pray a lot if they want to come second and go through by the skin of their teeth. They're going to have to come first, because if you come first, it doesn't matter by how many points. As long as you're top, you've got that ticket to USA, Mexico and Canada next summer. Nigeria played Lesotho away in South Africa, which is probably a good thing for Nigeria. They're playing an away game in a neutral venue. The travel, of course, may be difficult. The fact that they have to go down to South Africa and then back up to Nigeria, to Abuja or to Lagos or to wherever. So the travel might be difficult, but they'd rather play in neutral turf than play in Lesotho. And then they host Benin, who are currently top of the table. So Nigeria need to win both games. That would put them on 17 points. And the head-to-head is goal difference. It's not head-to-head playing each other, it's the goal difference. So Nigeria need to smack Lesotho respectively, like they did a few years ago when I think they beat Sao Tome 11-0 or something. Osimhen's got to get his shooting boots on, because they need to beat Lesotho, and they need to beat Lesotho comfortably. I'm talking 6, 7, 8 goals, right? They need to absolutely spank them, and then they need to beat Benin. Doesn't matter by how many goals, they just need to beat Benin, because it's 3 points for Nigeria, and it stops Benin getting any points. So if Nigeria win both games, the most they can get is 17, and the most Benin can get is 17, because Benin play them and Benin go to Rwanda. That's not an easy game, by the way, because Rwanda, of course, level on points with Nigeria. So Rwanda are going to want to beat Benin. They've got something to play for. So I can't see Benin winning either game. So let's assume Benin draw in Rwanda and lose to Nigeria. That puts Benin on 15 and Nigeria on 17. So that puts Nigeria in the top 2. Then South Africa play Rwanda in the final game, and South Africa also plays Zimbabwe away, who are out, and that is also in South Africa. So 2 home games for South Africa, despite one being an official away fixture. Nigeria need a massive Zimbabwean favour to beat the South Africans, and then they need South Africa to draw the last game against Rwanda. So if South Africa have a huge collapse, which I don't think they will, they've been given a loss now because of the Lesotho situation. If South Africa were to draw one and lose one, and Nigeria won both games, Nigeria would go to the World Cup. It sounds crazy, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible. If South Africa be complacent in Zimbabwe, if they fail to beat Rwanda, then Nigeria will be FIFA World Cup participants. But in terms of Nigeria themselves, how confident actually are you that they can win 2 out of 2 after winning 2 out of 8? Because I don't think it's looking good for Eric Schell. Of course, they've got the AFCON in December as well. There's going to be high expectations there. If they don't go to the World Cup, it's going to be double painful, because they're going to have to watch Ghana play in it again, who beat them last time in the Qatar playoffs on away goals. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think Nigeria are going to give South Africa a real run for their money. I think they're going to slap Lesotho, and I think they're going to beat Benin. So in terms of Nigeria, it's going to hinge on what South Africa do, and that's always the problem. When it's not in your hands, it becomes very difficult. But if you're Nigerian, how confident are you of qualifying for this tournament? Is it too little, too late? Can you sneak into the playoffs? We'll wait and see. But that's what they need. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.